Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a Ram 3500 Dually with the Night Edition package. Before we get into this video, I'm going to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Carl Malone Dodge Ram here in Heber, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it.
Not bad.
Powering this is the high output Cummins. It's a 6.7 liter inline 6 turbo diesel that goes through a 6-speed automatic known as the Ison. Power outputs are 420 horsepower and then 1,075 pound-feet of torque, and this one also has a 410 axle ratio. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So we're going to focus on some of the key elements since I've already reviewed quite a few Rams for the 24 model year. So first off, this one has the Night Edition package. So you guys can see we've got all the venting here on the hood, and then notice a lot of elements here on the front end are blacked out, and then stuff like the bumpers and everything have been body painted, and so it gives this truck a much more aggressive appearance. And then popping on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235/80/17 in the front and over in the rear. And you notice the wheels have also been blacked out to go with this Night Edition theme. And then being a 3500, we do have really beefy shocks and suspension, as you can see. And then notice all of the badges have been blacked out. The side steps have also been blacked out. Same thing with the mirror caps as well. And then in the rear, you guys can see the dual setup here in the back with the wheels. And then you got huge leaf springs. And then here is your full side view with the truck. I mean, this looks really cool for a dually. Now, being a loaded up Ram means we have the loaded up key fob, so we've got our lock and unlock function, tailgate drop down, remote start, and then you got the Ram logo on the back. Now, some other important features, this one has bed liner from the factory. We also have an 8-foot box with this truck, 5th wheel setup as well, and then you guys can see here for the outlet. And because this has a 410 axle ratio, this truck can tow over 30,000 pounds easily, which is crazy. And then tailgate itself, it's light. And then you notice all the elements here on the back end also blacked out. And then here's the rest of the rear with the truck. Now, being a Laramie Night Edition means we've got the nicer interior, so you guys can see soft touch here with the trim, and look at the blacked out trim and the suede. And then that theme continues with the seats. Now, since this has an 8-foot bed, that means we cannot have a mega cab. You can't have a mega cab dually or just mega cab in general with an 8-foot bed. So we got the crew cab here with this. So we do have the under seat storage still. But the cool thing about the crew cab is it actually has little ice buckets. But the downside with the crew cab is it doesn't have as much legroom as the mega cab. And in this particular truck, you can see we've got USBs down below, full outlet as well. And then when it comes to headroom, it's pretty much the same with both the trucks. And then the theme of soft touch with the suede and the blacked out trim in the door panel continues to the front. Front 2 windows are automatic. We've got the power folding mirror function. And then this has the new trailer tow mirrors, so you've got the mirror lights. You also have the mirror extension function. You've got the convex mirror adjustment, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors as well, memory seats also. And then you guys can see here, 5,064 pounds of payload capacity. That is quite a bit. And then taking a look at the seats again, really nice trim here with those. Now, as for some other features with this truck, we do have radio controls in the back of the steering wheel. This just has the standard cruise control. We have a gear limiter function as well. And then being an HD truck, we do have a column shifter. And then this does get the upgraded gauge cluster. So still analog on either side, but you do have a big screen there in the center, which you can use to see different bits of info on the truck. And then this does come with a 360 camera system, including a view at the back, and you also get a bed view as well, which obviously helps out with towing. And also notice the trailer reverse guidance function as well, which is nice. And then 12-inch display with this, so we've got dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats, and this infotainment system itself responds pretty well, so I think that's a plus overall. And then down below you can see the controls for the parking sensors. You do have a tow haul mode, diesel exhaust brake, and then this has the rear air, so we do have the alternate trailer height function, and then you do have trailer brake controls, and then a 2-speed transfer case. This truck also comes with a center console, so you got the sliding function there, good storage overall, little charts there on the back. And then you guys can see with the full power outlet down below. And then nice trim here on the dash as well. And we do have the double glove box feature, which is cool. And then this one does come with a camera rear view mirror, got a power sliding rear window, and then we've got a sunroof up top. Here's our window sticker for this truck. You guys can see 2024 3500 base MSRP right there. Now I do have quite a few options added to this particular truck. Night Edition, $4,000 for the package, but it looks so cool. It looks so cool. Level 1 equipment group as well, 410 axle. The high output Cummins is the most expensive option, $12,595. Anyways, total MSRP, $102,215. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, just do a blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off in this high output Cummins dually with the 410 axle ratio. This is a towing monstrosity. This is the ultimate farm truck. I guess technically the Limited wouldn't be the ultimate, or maybe the Longhorn. Longhorn, dually, high output Cummins, 410 axle ratio. That's the ultimate farm truck. But you know what? This is the sporty looking one. I think this is the coolest looking one that you can get. But first off, you know, even though this is a big truck, it's easy to drive. I know that dualies can be intimidating for some people because of just like the sheer length. This is starting to sound weird, but anyways, the sheer length and width of the truck. But like, it's not bad. It's not bad once you get used to it. And I can definitely attest to some of the people here in Utah that drive dualies on a daily basis, and the maneuvers I see them make, like you can get used to the size. Like I see people, like, I'm not saying you should do this in a dually, but I see people like sometimes lane weaving, sometimes they're even towing a trailer, and they're just like, you all know what I'm talking about. So you got that, and then also I'll see people just rocket into parking spaces with one of these, and it's like, how do you do that? But you know, it's possible. Anyways, having leaf springs, it does have bumpier suspension, so that is one of the downsides of the 3500. I just drove a 2500 before this, and you can perceive the difference. The back end of this bumps around a bit, whereas the 2500 kind of stays nice and planted. So there's your first downside with this. Ride quality is not as good, but also this truck's unloaded, and as many of you know, once you load up the rear end, you load up those leaf springs, then the ride quality gets a lot better. Everything smooths out. So that is something else to kind of, I guess, take note of, right? Now, with this having the high output Cummins, acceleration should be pretty good. It's doing the gear thing. So what it'll do is it'll shift immediately out of first, and then it'll but it does it so fast that the RPMs it's just the thing the Ison does. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's the thing it does. Anyways, diesel exhaust brake, not necessarily the best place to use it, but with the Rams it works the best, and it also kind of sounds like a semi-truck brake. Not quite as aggressive, but it's pretty close. It's cool. Anyways, this is a weird review. This is turning weird. I think this truck looks really good on the outside. I think that it also, again, for being an HD truck, it rides pretty well. Obviously, it could be more comfortable, but again, we've got leaf springs, we've got dually stuff happening. Like there's a lot going on here. And the high output Cummins is good, but this truck is best, I guess, best driven with a big trailer behind it. That's what this truck's about. And so, just like, you know, a track-oriented sports car, the Ram 3500 dually is a tow-oriented sports truck, I guess is what we will call it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this build. I think this is a pretty cool build. This is probably my favorite version of the truck, and just because, again, with the capabilities that this has. So yeah, let me know your thoughts.